In this video, we're talking about all the fun things to do in Bremerton. Indoors, outdoors, adult only, kids stuff, lots of annual events we got going on here, so stay tuned for the video. What's up everybody, it's Cassandra Lopez with the Living in Bremerton channel. If you're new to the channel, you're going to want to go ahead and subscribe. This channel is all about living in Bremerton. If you're relocating here from another area and you want to know what it's like to live here, then this is the place you need to be. And did you know that you could reach out to me directly? This is my cell phone and my email address. Feel free to call, text, shoot an email, any way you want to get a hold of me. I'll be sure you're totally taken care of when moving to Bremerton. And share this video with a friend if you think it might be helpful. Okay, so we're gonna jump right in. All the things that we got going on here in Bremerton. So if you are relocating here, you're probably super familiar with our military presence. We have 3 Navy bases. We have the Puget Sound Naval Shipyard. We have all that stuff going on. So what do you do in your off time? One of the most obvious things to do is go to the movies. We have several movie houses. We have an AMC, which is a regional company. There's C Film, which is in Bremerton. C Film also has an adult-only theater where you have to be 21 to get in because they have a bar in there, which that's kind of cool. And there's a really small local venue called the Traceton Movie House that's a lot of fun. So there's a couple of, regular motion picture theaters there. We also have a few live action theaters. So there's the Admiral Theater and there's the Roxy in downtown Bremerton, both of which were built in the 1940s. And they've been renovated a little bit with preserving some of that cool old world charm. But they have, plays, they have musical events, schools can rent out the theater for kids theater productions and orchestra productions and that sort of thing. There's also a theater out in Seebeck called the Kitsap Forest Theater, and as you might imagine, it's an outdoor theater in the forest, and it's more of a kid vibe, so if you want something to do during the summertime, during the warmer months, that might be a good option as well. Another fun thing to do here is to go to a museum. So with our incredibly huge Navy presence, as you might guess, we have several naval museums that you can go to. Probably the most iconic of which is the USS Turner Joy, which is a Vietnam War era destroyer that actually served in the fleet that is now a museum ship. So it is anchored at the Bremerton Marina, and it's right outside that row of condos right there on Washington Avenue, and you can head down there and tour it, and it's in the same condition and the same everything as when it was in service. So that's kind of a cool gig. In the same location by the ferry terminal down there is the Puget Sound Naval Museum. So that's all the surface fleet museum stuff. So you can walk through there and see what it might have been like to serve on a surface ship. Up at the Keyport base, there is the Naval Undersea Museum. So that's where you can go to check out what it might have been like to serve on a submarine. So that's pretty cool. Lots of history there too. If you're looking for something to do with the kiddos, there is an indoor trampoline park in Silverdale, and it is called Defy. It is one of many. It is not exclusive to this area, but it is a huge indoor trampoline park. Fun for all ages. I can attest from personal experience that it's fun for grown-ups too, although they do not have, a reserved 21 and over night for grown-ups. I think mixing trampolines with booze might get a little risky. So there's that. There's also Ahoy Kitsap, which is kind of like an indoor jungle gym climbing park, and it's like for littler kids. They have little toddler areas that you can play with there. You can have birthday parties there for older kids, like 10, 12, 14 years old. But I think once you get into that 12, 14 range, they would prefer to go to Defy just because there's a little bit more going on. The kiddos have a little bit more independence there, and they can definitely bounce way higher on the trampolines. There is also a bug museum, which is super interesting. It's like bugs and reptiles, and I think they also have a really old tortoise there. So that's kind of fun if you're into that kind of thing. I am personally not a huge fan of bugs, but I'll take my kids there. There is also a puppet museum in downtown Bremerton, so that's kind of fun. So if you want to take the kids on an afternoon or a weekend to go get out of the house, get out of the screens and all that stuff, take them to the puppet museum. That sounds like it would be a great time too. And don't forget, I'm going to put links to all of this stuff in the description below, so you don't have to like pause and take notes or anything. I'll have everything linked for you, so you can just hop on to that and check it out. If you're looking for sports, we have several of that going on too. We have a bowling alley in Silverdale. I mean, what town doesn't have a bowling alley, right? It's called All-Star Lanes. It's a lot of fun. There are plenty of golf courses around. So if you are into golfing a full round, maybe just 9 holes, you can pay the greens fee for the day and hop on the course. And all of the high schools around here, you can attend basketball and football games. They're open to the public. There usually is a fee associated with the ticket, just like any football game, but it's minimal. You know, it's like $5 or whatever. If you're into disc golfing, there's a couple of disc golf courses out here. There's one near the fairgrounds in East Central Kitsap, and there is also one in West Bremerton between Kitsap Way and Highway 3 at Nad Park. We also have 2 YMCA locations, one in Silverdale and one in Bremerton, both of which have pools. And there is also an ice skating rink in Bremerton, so that's a lot of fun. So if you're into hockey or ice sports, or just want to have a family night at the ice skating rink, there's that going on too. Of course, here in the Pacific Northwest, we are known for all of our outdoor recreational stuff, right? You're gonna have to pardon my cat, his tail is gonna get in the video. So there are tons of hiking trails, dog trails, horse trails, bike trails, all that stuff off and on road. I'm actually going to do another video on the bike trail systems around Kitsap County, so stay tuned for that one. But I'm not going to list them all here. I'll have a link in the description so you can hop in there and check them out for yourself. And you can filter by, you know, distance, elevation climb, and location, and all of that good stuff. So hop in there and see what there is to see. And then we have tons of annual events that are exclusive to our area. Most of them will take place during the summer, during the warm months when you can get outside and do your thing. I will have a link in the description below for all of the annual events, but a couple of them are, you know, mention worthy. We have the Kitsap County Fair, which takes place in late August, so it's right before the kiddos go back to school. It's going to be obviously more for a kid-friendly event, but there's lots of stuff for grown-ups to do there as well. We have the Blackberry Festival, which takes place in downtown Bremerton. They close off the streets, and there's everything blackberry. So there's like desserts and breads and wines and juices and all kinds of stuff that people make out of blackberries, which are really, really prolific here. It's actually not native to this area, but it's considered kind of like a weed. Like they won't stop growing. You can't kill, you have to like set them on fire to get them to stop growing. I don't advise setting anything on fire, just full disclosure. In Old Town Silverdale, there's Whaling Days where they close off the streets and the park at Old Town, and they have music and beer gardens and booths and all kinds of stuff going on there, so that's a lot of fun. It's right at the tippy top of Dyes Inlet, right on the water, so it's nice and cool. There is music in Manette, so there's a little area in Manette that's this grassy knoll that people can gather, and it's right at the base of the Manette Bridge. So you have this wonderful view of the Port Washington Narrows and the Manette Bridge and the shipyard. And they play music there. So, you know, music in Manette. There's also Farm Funk, which I'm super fond of. Not the least of reason why is because I have very, very good friends who play at Farm Funk every year, and they actually helped found it. So Farm Funk is a musical event one day a year, and it's usually in August. And it was created to raise money for scholarships, and they award 2 scholarships every year, and one goes to a student pursuing music and another goes to a student pursuing agriculture or farming. So that's a really great endeavor. There's lots of bands that play there. My dear friends Matt and Amy, they have their band, Matt and Amy's Basement Band, and they play there every year, and they actually have a CD out, so if you happen to Google them and pick it up, big fans. They make great music, they have originals, they do covers. That's my plug for them. Love you, Matt and Amy. So that's a lot of fun. There's food, there's vendors, there's merch, there's all kinds of stuff you can get there. So the complete list of all the annual events will be in the description. Be sure to hop in and check that out. So if you like that video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Tap that little bell so you're notified every time I drop a new video. Share this one with a friend. I think this one might be really helpful if you are new to town and you just don't know what's going on, you don't know what to do. This might give you a couple ideas to pick up some activities and maybe make some new friends. Be sure to reach out, call me, text me, email me if there's anything I can do to support your relocation to Bremerton. Bye for now.